God says. My child, if you are watching this right now, understand something very clearly: this is not an accident. You may have been carrying pain for a long time. People around you might think you are doing fine. You smile when you need to. You show up. You answer messages. You try to act normal. But deep inside, you feel exhausted, heavy, and broken. I see that. I see the tears you hide. I see the nights when your thoughts won't stop racing. I see the mornings when getting out of bed feels like a battle. I see the weight in your chest, the numbness in your heart, and the quiet ache you do not know how to explain to anyone else. And I want you to hear me now. You are not alone. Even in this moment, when you feel abandoned, misunderstood, or invisible, I am still with you. Even when your mind tells you that nobody cares, I care. Even when your soul feels tired and your hope feels almost gone, I have not left your side. You may have asked, God, where are you? And I tell you now, I am here. I have always been here. Depression may have made your world feel smaller. It may have stolen your energy, your joy, your motivation, and even your sense of identity. It may have convinced you that this darkness is all there is. But listen carefully. This is not the end of your story. This season is painful, but it is not permanent. This valley is real, but it is not where your life ends. The darkness may feel endless at night, but morning still comes. And in the same way, light can return to your life. My child, being wounded does not mean you are worthless. Being tired does not mean you are weak. Crying does not mean you have failed. It means you have been carrying too much for too long. So stop punishing yourself for hurting. Stop blaming yourself for feeling overwhelmed. Stop calling yourself weak just because you are human. Healing begins when you stop pretending that everything is okay. Healing begins when you admit that you are hurting. Healing begins when you let truth enter the place where shame has been living. You do not have to impress me with your strength. You do not have to hide your pain from me. You do not have to clean yourself up before coming to me. Come as you are. Tired. Confused. Numb. Angry. Crying. Afraid. Come to me exactly like that. Take a slow breath right now. You are still here. That means there is still purpose in you. There is still breath in you. There is still a spark in you. And I can bring that spark back to life. So do not give up on yourself. Stay with me through this message. Because what feels like the breaking point may actually be the place where your healing begins. God says, you have asked questions that came from a hurting heart. Why am I feeling this way? Why is this happening to me? Why do I feel so empty? Why can't I just be okay again? And I want you to know something. I am not angry at your questions. I am not disappointed in your struggle. I am not distant from your pain. I understand. I know what rejection feels like. I know what grief feels like. I know what it means to be misunderstood, abandoned, and crushed by sorrow. So when you cry out from your pain, I do not turn away from you. I move closer. Depression often does not arrive all at once. It slips in quietly. First it steals your peace. Then it takes your rest. Then it drains your energy. Then it starts whispering lies. It tells you that you are a burden. It tells you that nothing will ever change. It tells you that you are too far gone. It tells you that your life does not matter. But hear me clearly. Those lies are not my voice. My voice does not shame you. My voice does not crush you. My voice does not tell you that you are hopeless. My voice calls you loved. My voice calls you seen. My voice calls you worthy of care, rest, help, and healing. You may not be able to feel that right now. You may not believe it yet. But truth is still true even when your emotions cannot hold on to it. The way you feel today is not the final truth about your life. The thoughts in your darkest moment are not the final word over your future. Your pain is real, but it is not all that is real. There is still goodness ahead. There is still peace ahead. There is still joy ahead, even if you cannot imagine it right now. Sometimes you think healing has to look dramatic. A sudden miracle. A perfect morning. An instant change. But many times, healing is quieter than that. Sometimes healing looks like getting through one more day. Sometimes healing looks like telling the truth instead of pretending. Sometimes healing looks like answering one phone call, taking one shower, drinking one glass of water, stepping outside for 5 minutes, or saying, "I need help." Do not underestimate small steps. I am in those steps too. And please hear this part with all your heart. Needing help does not mean you have failed spiritually. Talking to a counselor, therapist, doctor, or trusted person is not a lack of faith. I often send help through people. I often bring healing through support, wisdom, treatment, and honest conversation. So if your heart is heavy, do not isolate yourself deeper. Do not disappear into silence. Reach out. Speak up. Let someone safe know that you are struggling. That is not weakness. That is courage. And even now, as you sit with your pain, I want you to remember this. You are not beyond healing. You are not too broken for restoration. You are not forgotten. I am still writing your story. God says. I know you want the pain to end quickly. I know you want to wake up and feel like yourself again. I know you are tired of carrying this invisible weight. But I want to show you something important. Healing is often built in small steps, not giant leaps. You may think that unless everything changes at once, nothing is changing at all. But that is not true. A life can begin to heal quietly. A heart can begin to recover slowly. A mind can begin to breathe again one day at a time. So let me ask you this. What is one small step you can take today? Maybe it is getting out of bed. Maybe it is opening the curtains. Maybe it is eating something nourishing. Maybe it is texting one trusted person and saying, "I'm not doing well." Maybe it is writing down what you feel instead of burying it. Maybe it is making an appointment. Maybe it is simply deciding to stay. Do not despise small beginnings. Small steps matter because they move you forward. And forward is forward, even when it feels slow. Think of a seed in the ground. For a while, nothing seems to be happening. From the outside, it looks buried. Silent. Forgotten. But underneath the soil, life is still at work. Roots are forming. Growth is happening. And one day, what was hidden begins to rise. You may feel buried right now. But buried is not the same as finished. Something can still grow from here. I want you to stop speaking to yourself like an enemy. Do not call yourself lazy when you are struggling to survive. Do not call yourself weak when you are carrying invisible pain. Do not hate yourself for healing slowly. Speak gently to yourself. You are someone I love. Treat yourself like someone worth caring for. And remember this too, prayer matters, but practical action matters too. Pray, yes. Cry out to me, yes. Sit with me, yes. But also take the next step in front of you. Rest when you need rest. Ask for support when you need support. Get professional care when you need care. Create small routines that help your mind and body feel safe again. You do not need to solve your whole life today. You do not need to have every answer. You do not need to fake strength you do not have. You only need enough courage for the next step. So tonight, place your hand over your heart and say, I am hurting, but I am still here. I am tired, but I am not abandoned. I am healing, even if it is slow. God is with me in this process. Say it again if you need to. Let those words interrupt the lies. Because your healing may not be instant, but it can be real. And real healing, even when slow, is still holy. God says, My child, I know some days still feel unbearably hard. I know there are moments when the sadness returns without warning. I know there are days when you feel like you are making progress, and then suddenly you feel pulled backward again. But healing is not a straight line. A hard day does not erase your progress. A tear does not mean you are back at the beginning. A relapse in emotion does not cancel the work that has already been happening inside you. Be patient with yourself. One day, you will look back and realize that you survived what you once thought would destroy you. One day, you will notice that you laughed without forcing it. One day, you will feel peace in a place that used to ache. One day, you will wake up and realize the darkness no longer speaks as loudly as it once did. That day is not impossible. It is coming one step at a time. You are not meant only to survive. You are meant to live. To breathe deeply again. To feel joy again. To dream again. To love again. To hope again. This pain is not your identity. This struggle is not your name. This chapter is not your whole story. And one day, the very battle that almost broke you may become the testimony that helps someone else stay alive. The comfort you receive may become comfort you give. The healing you fight for may become light for another person walking through the dark. So do not walk away from your life. Do not surrender your future to this moment of pain. Do not believe the lie that nothing better is ahead. Even if today you are only 1% stronger, that matters. Even if today your only victory is that you kept going, that matters. Even if all you did was make it to the end of this message, that matters. Heaven does not ignore small victories. And neither should you. Right now, close your eyes for a moment if you can. Take a deep breath. And pray this in your heart. God, hold me together. My mind is tired. My heart is heavy. My spirit feels worn down. But today, I choose not to give up. Lead me toward light. Lead me toward peace. Lead me toward the right people, the right help, and the right next step. Teach me how to heal. Remind me that I am loved. And give me one more reason to keep going. Amen. Now hear me one more time. Your healing season can begin now. Not because everything is perfect. Not because the pain vanished instantly. But because hope is still alive. Because you are still here. Because I am still with you. Breathe again. Take the next step. Stay. Your story is not over.